talk about improving the
You
cafeteria.
facilitated it.
All right. Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Janessa, and this is Erica, our co-leader. I would first like to go around and say our names, so we'll start with you, sir.
Sir Andy Elvis White.
Amber.
Marie.
Daniel. Rick.
I'm Joshua Becker.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start our group by letting you guys vent some of your frustrations about the CAF. Not like incredibly negative things like this sucks, such and such is stupid, but things that you would like to see changed that you have problems with.
So this is a time for you to let your voice be heard as far as when it's difficult to explain what you're trying to talk about on a survey like they give regularly in the CAF. This is to more elaborate on what your ideas are to make a positive change in the cafeteria. Or it can also be something that you like and would like to continue or to elaborate more on. So that's some of the stuff that we can be talking about today. It's going to be about 40 minutes, and we'll start by kind of venting some of the general things that we have, and then make it into more concrete things on how we can actually change it in the CAF or how we can better it. And then finally we'll go into the prioritizing to what are the top 5 things that you want to change in the CAF. And then these ideas will actually be brought to Scott and Christy, as well as our Student Senate representative for the food service, which is Brett Clancy. And hopefully some of your ideas will be taken into consideration for the last 4 weeks and also next year. So we'll go ahead and get started. If anyone has anything to start with.
I've heard some concerns about, I guess, the new ice cream machine. Some of the students have said that there is now, just enjoyment isn't as good because there's a limitation in variety to get to. Those are your options. And with those 2 options, they'd like to see more topping varieties. We have nuts, we have chocolate, we have strawberry. They might like to see some cherries, maybe some whipped cream as an option. I'm kind of curious what if you guys know why the ice cream machines replaced the fridge of all the variety. Was it cost related or just more efficient? Or?
Well, I think originally it was replaced because Schwann's was giving us, it was either free ice cream or very, very cheap ice cream because the person who's providing it had graduated from Bethany, and unfortunately he passed on, and so they changed it to this because, well, this one is more cost effective because now we weren't getting the discount on the ice cream.
Okay, so yeah, so now we're receiving the free benefits, now we're just buying the ice cream instead. Okay.
So does anyone else feel that the ice cream is more limited than it was in the past? I know that some of you are freshmen, right? Did you guys ever, but you were still here for when it had 6 ice creams.
Yeah, I was here earlier in the previous semester they didn't have it, so
Okay.
I was here for that.
How do you feel about it, Rick?
I do think that it is limited. Obviously, before last semester when they had all the other options, they had like up to 6 or sometimes 6 or more around, so there was plenty to choose from. Although for the ice cream machine that they have now, I do appreciate that they don't just have like 2 permanently, like chocolate and vanilla. They like switch it out so that every day there's sort of like different flavors. But again, at the time there's only those 2 to choose from. If you want something else, you have to like wait for another day. But I guess another complaint that this improves was just that with the other ice cream, a lot of times it was really difficult to get out sometimes, and the ice cream scoopers weren't always that great, so it just made it really complicated, and for here it just comes out really easily, so that takes that hassle out.
How do you guys like the soft serve versus the hard ice cream that we had before?
I like the soft serve. I just don't like the only 2 flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I know some students were like really upset about it, and I'm like, I don't mind it because like they do change out the flavors, but yeah, I like the soft serve.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that we soft serve machine, given the circumstances that we have. But you would like to see more toppings and also more flavors more consistently. I have a question. What they like to do is keep the vanilla constant. Do you guys like that, or would you prefer to have 2 random flavors at any given time?
I think I like the vanilla constant because, vanilla is pretty much a universal flavor. If you don't like the other flavor, you'll at least get ice cream, you can put toppings on it and make it your own.
I feel that if vanilla was to be replaced, chocolate would be okay, I imagine, for most people. Chocolate or vanilla or maybe constant with a variety would be good. The one thing I thought, now thinking back, I miss is the sherbet, or like a less sugar option, like Italian ice with that variety, or like an ice pop. I remember a friend of mine, Grace Merchant, she can't have the ice cream because she's lactose intolerant, and she really enjoyed just an ice cream pop or something of that variety that she can enjoy.
Yeah, there are a lot of lactose intolerant people that go here, so they can enjoy it now that we don't have that.
And that's a great transition. Do you know people, I know that you know Grace Merchant, who have allergies? Is that something that's a hot topic for you guys as far as the food
Or
service?
do any of you have like specific allergies that you can't eat some things that are provided in the can?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I came. I have a wheat allergy and a milk allergy. So, yeah, I thought that was a good transition from the ice cream machine. I think it would be nice to have some sorbet because, I see students walking out of the caf with ice cream cones all the time, and I feel a little bit left out. So, yeah, there are a lot of lactose intolerant people, a lot of people who can't have milk, and just kind of traditions like grabbing an ice cream cone on your way out of the caf don't work for those people. So it might be nice to look at allergies again in terms of the ice cream machine, because that'd be nice for me to be able to have some from that.
What have you been eating since you have a wheat and milk allergy?
Well, that's kind of complicated. I'm a PSEO student, but okay, this is my second year here PSEOing. My home is like 5 blocks away, so I pack a lunch pretty much every day and actually bring it to the V to eat. On occasions, I do eat in the caf because I put some money on my card. So whenever I do eat in the caf, I'm kind of struck at how difficult it is to make sure the food allergies all work out and getting food that I know is safe for me. So since I will be, I believe, coming here next year as a full-time student and eating in the caf, I want to make sure that those concerns are brought up.
I got a gluten-free. Is that associated with you?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just another
That's
topic
getting pretty
that I hear
big.
often. It's even more so than lactose intolerance is people needing a gluten-free option. One thought I had potentially is better labeling of foods within the cafeteria. That would help, I think, with that. Maybe if we want to be more elaborate, have a small section of the bar at some point that has just gluten-free options or some sort of gluten-free toppings section.
Sounds interesting.
And we have heard a lot of the gluten-free thing, where that we don't have many options. I believe the only thing that they really do offer is the little tiny gluten-free pizzas. So that is one of the things we're definitely going to bring up to Scott.
Right.
Because they have pasta a lot, and I know that you can get gluten-free pasta, but I don't think they serve it here.
Yeah, and part of it is the big transition from different food service directors. Gary's family was actually, his entire family was gluten-free, so he was very aware of, all the different varieties. So before you came, it was very accessible, but maybe one of the things that haven't been heard very often is the fact that we do have a lot of gluten-free students here, so that's definitely a good reason to come, so.
I don't think it's something they're necessarily ignoring. I just think that Scott, the food director now, doesn't understand that we do have quite a few students on campus who have gluten allergies or milk allergies. And like I said before, that's definitely one of the things that we're going to bring up in our discussion with him.
Now, speaking of milk allergies, have you guys been using the soy milk a lot?
I have, I guess, frequently. I mean, I don't have an allergy for milk, but I've been just trying because I thought I'd give it a try. I liked it, so I keep going back for it frequently enough, and it's good.
Okay, what do you think about it?
I don't like soy milk.
You don't like soy
But I'm
milk?
not lactose intolerant. I'd probably die if I was. was.
Sure. Does anyone else drink the soy milk here on campus? I like personally the chocolate milk.
Yeah, I tried both.
That
I
one's
like
fun.
them both.
I just noticed a strawberry option for it this morning too. I wanted to try.
Was there a strawberry one?
Yeah, it's in a lice dish.
I didn't
Oh,
see
very
that.
I like
I
rice.
missed that.
Rice milk, yeah.
Rice
That's what we use at my house. Rice milk is a
That's
good
the best milk
alternative. Yes.
Interesting.
Um,
Like, is that like horchata? Is that maybe something else? That would be good. Yeah.
I just, for one of my classes right now, actually for human advocacy, my group's talking about maybe making a more healthier, like, way for the calf and the bee, and maybe posting calories. Like, okay, I know it would be hard for the calf because you guys make a lot of food, but maybe just making healthier choices when making the food. That way it's not so, like, heavy in, like, grease or, like, fat or stuff like that, just so that and it wouldn't have to be for all the lines, but maybe just for, like, a few, like, bars or, like, the gluten-free bar and stuff, just having that choice of having a healthier lunch and supper.
Are we discussing not only the cafeteria but also the lead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
The labels idea is brought up. I wonder if we can just bring up to them the idea of having a simple label for each food listing maybe some main allergens
They
and
contain
then
orange or something?
Like
calories and just really elementary stuff, not a whole
Sure.
nutrition bags, but just something basic so students can kind of gauge what they're eating.
Do you guys think that would be better listed, like, on the bars in the cafeteria, or does anybody read the daily bulletin? I mean, it could be put there, or both.
Could it be put on something like the sign outside, main course?
That's
Now,
a good idea.
right now, the calories are mentioned in this pamphlet that's over by the student concerns box. So I guess maybe students aren't aware of that. Have you guys seen that around? They have a list of calories, and I think it's calories and then fat content for each item that's commonly served in Pioneer Catering. So
wasn't
I
aware of
haven't
that.
seen that.
maybe
I wonder if we could urge them to advertise that. That'd be
Sure.
nice. I think a lot of students would take advantage of that and be interested in what they're eating.
If it could be made available perhaps at the desk as you go in.
Yeah. Or like, I know the main serving line, there's usually like a long line, so like posting it somewhere on the wall where they can just sit and read it, like while they're waiting to eat their food, so just something like that.
What are some other ideas that you came into here thinking that you should bring up for the benefit of the cafeteria?
I'd like to encourage and continue the I guess, emphasis on fresh fruit. Although I would also encourage more work on vegetables. For me, they tend to be a bit soggy and less fresh as fruits.
Are you talking about on the main line?
I guess so.
Okay.
Like the broccoli and stuff.
And green beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, over.
Fine carrots to it tend to have
Mm.
a lot of butter mixed in, and they can make it difficult to eat occasionally.
Would it be better to be almost a little bit undercooked or overcooked? What would you prefer?
I prefer under.
Under.
Rather,
Okay.
because they have, if they're overcooked, they start losing their flavor and their nutrients, and it's just sort of.
I mean, just a light steaming is fine for me.
Well, it depends on the ease of how it is prepared.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. Because ideally we'd love to cook it at perfect temperature, but that's good to know that you would eat it under. Andy, would you prefer under or?
Yeah, under.
Okay.
I understand too that like it's hard to keep
Right.
it cooked and like fresh when there's some like when you're serving for a few hours, but
Yeah.
if there's just a way to kind of control it a little bit better, would probably be
Fried eggs is
beneficial.
another example that comes to mind. For me, when I like the yolk to be still a runny steak.
Me
but
too.
That's often not the case. They're often cooked within
Yes.
the cooker, like the warmer they're in, and that's unavoidable in most cases.
Okay. And Amber, you're agreeing with him.
I have that option.
Okay. Yeah.
Back to the fresh fruit idea. Do you guys like the selection of fruit that we have now, or would you like more options?
I like